next section is called Captain's Corner, where you guys would be putting yourself in the captain's shoes. For Zoran, you'd be placing yourself in the place of Aaron Finch, and Surinder Sir and Akshay, you'd be placing yourself in the place of Virat Kohli. So let's start with you, Zoran. Now that we've all witnessed the first match, what are your takeaways from the first match? How happy are you with the victory that you got yesterday?
Well, straight up, big victory, huge boost for Australia. I think this is one of those things that Australia always wants to get off the board. Playing one of the biggest giants of Indian cricket has been at the top of its game in the last decade or so, with Virat Kohli taking the captaincy from MS Dhoni, and of course Dhoni set the trend in most ways than one. So I think playing India is always a very competitive series. We always knew that Australia-India is going to be a very tight finish no matter what, and yes, they proved just that in excess of 600 runs. And like I said yesterday, just scoring 300 is not good enough for India, because you have to score 300 plus for Australia and get KL Rahul and Kohli out in the first 10 overs. Because even after scoring 300, these guys can score 300 down, easily and in excess of that. Because even yesterday in a losing game, they managed to score what 320, 330 with Hardik Pandya in the end. And, you had Shikhar Dhawan playing a brilliant knock. I mean, I may be an Australian supporter, but I absolutely have all the respect and love for all the good cricket I watch from all the Indian cricket players. And I think they've been incredible in the way in which they play in foreign conditions and overseas conditions. Just finishing off a series in Dubai with like the IPL, which the pitches are completely damp, very low, not swinging and bouncing a lot. And then to come to the most bounciest pitches in the world in a span of 2 weeks after a crazy quarantine. We've had a very, very strange year, to put it mildly. And at times, it takes a toll on you. I think players find it very challenging and difficult to spend time in the hotel rooms and then come out and play the way they did. And I think credit to India for the way they played. But I think Australia held the upper edge because of the, the home series. They know the conditions better. They read the conditions better. And above all, Warner and Finch had an incredible start, followed by Steve Smith's brilliant 100. So all in all, a good team performance, a solid start. But they have to be consistent tomorrow as well, and for the remainder of series, because India will catch up. And I would expect nothing less from Virat Kohli.
Yep. Definitely expecting some better things from India, but let's hear from the captains themselves now. So, Surinder Singh, moving on to you. What were your takeaways from India's first match, and where do you think they should, probably look into improving their squad at if they want to, win the second match?
Yesterday, absolutely devastated with the performance. Thought it was an awful performance from India in the field. They were just really bad. I do understand Zoran's view about the quarantine and that, but no excuses yesterday. Field placings were awful. The bowling changes were awful. The lineup, I thought they missed a trick because they didn't have the sixth bowler. And the way they played, it was like watching Rajasthan Royals. You wanted to scream at the TV and bang your head against the wall when they were batting, and then but you couldn't switch it off. And that's the beauty of what being an Indian fan. You do not know what's going to happen next. It was difficult because for Australia to get 373, the run-out chance of Finch, Jadeja, he would never miss that. Out of 10 chances, he would hit it 9 times or 9.5 times. Dhawan's dropped catch, even the Smith LBW appeal, I thought it was definitely umpire's call. And Smith was playing like he was playing for Rajasthan Royals for the first half, and then suddenly he had the dropped catch, and then he flicked the switch, and it was the Steve Smith of old. And I think for Virat Kohli, the way he played, it was not good, because obviously he should have timed the innings, but he was playing like he was playing for RCB. And I was really disappointed, obviously waking up at 3:30 in the morning to watch the whole game and be absolutely devastated with the performance. And I think there's got to be some big changes tomorrow, unfortunately. But I'm really worried for the series, because if this sets the tone for the series, Australia will hammer us in the test series.
Yep.
Sorry
Moving
about
to you,
that, but that was how I feel.
That's all right. Moving to you, Akshay. As an RCB fan, you probably might be a little happy, but as an Indian fan, you probably wouldn't, because Aaron Finch was on fire yesterday, and Aaron Finch scoring that 100, and even getting the catch of Virat Kohli. It was not. It was a mixed feeling, kind of feeling for the RCB fans. But what are your takeaways on how India played
No, no,
yesterday?
no. Being an RCB fan, I'm very happy because Udana is performing, Finch is playing well, and there's everyone who's like not in RCB jersey right now who's just performing really well. So that's good. But unfortunately, it's happening against India. So
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that. See, for me, to win in Australia, it is all about the bowling. So it all depends on whom your bowlers are, whom you trust, because the batsmen will get runs, they will hit you. It is ODI and T20, they will hit you out. So it is all up to the bowlers. I think, yeah, as India did miss a trick by not having a sixth bowler because Hardik is not bowling. So I think maybe just try and maybe get in somebody who can do something. I don't know whom they can actually depend on right now, because for T20 they have pretty good. They have Natarajan who's coming in right now, so he'll be fresh. And the depth over is what they need to maintain, because Australia didn't run away in the first initial overs, right? Finch and Warner, they were kept under control. But in the last few, when Smith just went off, that's when they could not contain him, and they just gave away those extra runs and all those missed chances. So overall, I think the last 20 overs is where India lost the trick. The batsmen, even though they didn't click, they're in pretty good form. I think apart from I think Mayank Agarwal, the rest of them actually played pretty good shots. Dhawan is in form. Pandya coming into form at the right time is also good. And KL is, as always, he's dependable in ODI cricket. So I think it's just the bowlers. If some Bumrah magic can come over in the match tomorrow, I think it will be India's day tomorrow for sure.
Yep.
There's just
And
one thing. Can I just to say, there's one thing
Yeah,
that I've seen with India, and this is what happens, is the lack of creating the pace bowler who can bat. And if you look at India, that's where the big issue is. If Hardik Pandya doesn't
Yeah.
bowl, they have
Yeah.
got no one who can take that place. And whereas you got
Yeah.
for Australia, you had Stoinis. Stoinis' 5 or
Yeah.
6 overs were absolutely fantastic, and that was the difference, because Stoney went for runs, Bumrah went for runs, and it was only really
Yeah.
Shami who looked threatening for India. So very
Yep.
difficult.
Although I do have to say one more thing.
Jadeja, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I'm saying, Akshay, in your defense, I have to say as well. I mean, while everyone in RCB currently is playing well, Zampa did give Kohli a chance by dropping him one time. Zampa dropped him, so I really thought he'll take it. He'll make the most of it. But I think Kohli isn't to be father mode, I have a feeling.
Oh, he's going to get the contract next. He's going to be retained by RCB now.
Yeah.
Zampa will be retained by RCB.
I mean, Zampa is a fun guy, but I think Kohli will have a say in the second match, hopefully.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think so.
We're definitely expecting a comeback from India in the second one. Zoran might not, but we as Indian fans definitely might be.